Yes, today I'm sitting here. My name William Lee Grady. Case file number I'm referring to is State of North Carolina before the State North Carolina Industrial Commission. William L. Grady, plaintiff. E.I. DuPont employer. Broad Spy third party. That was that. Defendant Marshall Williams and Gorham LLP, Wilmington, North Carolina, Ronald H. Woodruff appearing. These are the papers that for a hearing that I requested for the mediation papers, the mediation settlement agreement that was forged and written on, which I tried to void my name the next day after I found out that someone unlawfully had written, after I signed my name, things that was unagreeable to me. The following morning after this document was signed, well, the day of the signing of this document here, I went to court in Greensboro. I live in Leland, North Carolina, and that's about a 4.5 hour ride. When I got there the day before to go to Ward Black Law, one of the worst firms and worst days of my life dealing with this firm. I'm asking of any help, of any status, of this IC file number. The IC file number is X79417. And this was on November 20th, 2013, the mediation began. These papers wasn't signed until December of 2014. I stayed in mediation with this over a year. On these papers, as you can see, there's writing down here that wasn't there when I signed the papers. There's writing on this one that wasn't there when I signed the papers. This Davidson, once I signed the paper, and it's signed in the wrong place because that reason we had been there. I had been up all night at the hotel, couldn't sleep, thinking about this day, and because I wasn't abreast on what was going to occur. When I got there, everything was set up at the law office, unknowingly that the whole meeting was going to go there because I was unaware. I got there around 8:45, and my first encounter in meeting someone was the receptionist, where they had ushered us to a room. And I offered to go get the paperwork that I had from my doctor. They said I didn't need it. At this time, maybe 10 minutes later, Mr. Davidson walks in the room with a pad and a piece of paper. And so we start discussing the case. He said, well, I asked, well, which way y'all approaching the arguments here? He said, I don't know. And this when my cousin that was with me as my witness say, well, it's organs that we are talking about. So you got the bags around the lungs, you got the lungs, and so that's 4 different parts, and I think it's like $20,000 a part. That's the mandation point of North Carolina State workman comp law. I don't know the perimeters of that, but that's what he said he read. And so March of 2014, I met with Commissioner Holmes, and that's who did the proceeding. The one question he asked at that meeting, all he wanted to know, and all the commissioners wanted to know from me, was why my name was on this document. And I explained to him that I questioned DuPont lawyer on what time he got there, and what time we finished. That's which was, he got there at 9:30. whatever her name is. Camilla Payton got there 9:30. Holmes, the ever who was presiding over this as somebody Durrell. They didn't even write the name out good enough. Edward Durrell. Edward Durrell is one. That look like whose name that? That got to be that same name. Edward Durrell. He's the one that was judge over the proceedings. He took my doctor notice and say all was wrong with me was that I had a little cold, and it wasn't no reason to pursue any further anything. So I had documents showing that I was in early stages of mesothelioma in 2013. They didn't want to use document or already done use or falsify somewhere. Where's a lawyer not going to try to see to get the most money out of his case? If I got the document, my doctor telling me that he's backing me to verify the mesothelioma, why not that be admissible at this time of my life? These people have shattered my life. I haven't slept in over a year. I've been stressed out. I've been to the mental institution. All of this is out of my pocket. And I went in December and signed these documents with the assurance of another lawyer that said that if I get from under the case that I was in, that he could take, and then after that, he reneged. So this is why I'm reaching out to you today. I have been bamboozled one way or another. This mesothelioma, they say they got a $30 billion fund assessment there, and I can't get no one to identify what my doctors say of mesothelioma. I've had this lady in Ward Black Law. Let me explain the full course. In the beginning, I hired Janet Ward Black. After hiring her, I talked with her over a 2-year period. After that, I had to go in chemo for an ailment. And once I came from under the chemo, as she told me, she would fill me in. Filling in was, she said the week before the mediation, she was here in Wilmington, North Carolina. I heard nothing from her until she got back in Greensboro. I was asking myself, why wouldn't she have set and abreast me on what we was going to go through at the mediation? And she seems not to be phased. So when I got there, I'm expecting to see Janet Ward Black at this meeting. The woman I've seen, the Camilla Payton, never seen her, never know, neither of them lawyers that they had represent me, I've never seen, and at my personal knowledge, never talked to any of those. And so when they come in, it was just like a bogus situation. This Camilla Payton, she was very obnoxious, nasty, and unwillingly to cooperate and whatever she put down. She came in with a pencil and a piece of paper with this Durrell, this Edward Durrell. They came in, and Mr. Ron Woodruff was right after them. So all three come in immediately, all at the same time. So I'm learning now that they'd already done had everything worked out. But what I'm trying is, I got a Jan Green Award Black Law. It's over the trust funds. I don't know how many release forms I've sent and haven't received anything back. But I sent one in this January of 2014 and called her maybe a month back in October, and she said the funds had ran out. I get home and the television says $30 billion in the funds. And so it's an entanglement of misunderstanding, of misrepresentation, and a whole lot of other things. I'm reaching out and begging at this point because I'm a poor guy. I can't take on the responsibility of this ailment that DuPont, knowingly and willingly, DuPont knew that that asbestos was dangerous back in the 60s, but they knowingly and willingly allowed human beings to wear, and I was an insulator, putting on asbestos. So they allowed me to do those things, knowing that it was killing people in the 70s. And negligent as they acted, they don't want to take no responsibility. So they bought my lawyer out, as I see. So it doesn't explain all of this down here. How did they write that? Because he found out I couldn't see. So once he signed his name, he took the paper and wrote what he wanted. And while I'm standing talking to Miller Pike, he wrote, he's out just only lawyer notes. Half of it, I try to read, and really it make a lot of sense once you pick out a couple of words of it. But if there's any legal person out there that can give me any legal guidance or anywhere that I can get legal guidance, I done been to legal aid. It says workman comp. Where is fraud legal at? Where is it? You can sign a document and someone have an opportunity to go behind you and write whatever they want on that document after you sign it. And it's permissible. Camilla Payton told me that she knew it was wrong, but ain't nothing I could do about it. So it's nothing I can do about it. I done tried in every means and manner to do it. Now I'm asking you for y'all help. Please, please, I'm a poor guy. Please, give me a call, 910-833-0710. 910-833-0710. More to come later, but right now the open door of the introduction of this mess that I'm in. We'll get back. Please call. Thank you.